Welcome back, Kilowatt here. Today we are having a look at everything we know about Marauder Toten before its 15th of July release. Now, obviously before we do get into this, I highly recommend that you go and watch the trailer, and there should be a card at the top which should show up right now, which should take you to the link. You watched it? Good. I am now currently looking at our first two teasers for the map. So the first one, which you'll be seeing on screen, Colonel, it has already begun, time is running out, Gorev. This was our first look at the map. It's just more or less a teaser like we had with Firebase C's like overview shot. We also have the second teaser, which should also come up on your screen right now. The cover story is working, Requiem asset is in place. Now, we know that we are working for Omega in this map, as the ending of Outbreak's Easter egg cutscene showed. But something you may not have noticed in this image is the fact that Quick Revive is visible. Up in the top right corner of the image, you can see the glow and shape of the machine on the rooftop. I just wanted to point this out because I just thought it was interesting. Now, moving on to teaser number 3. But before we do move on to teaser number 3, I would like to remind you to hit that like and subscribe button, as it helps a lot. And without further ado, let's get back to what we were about to say. Okay, so for teaser number 3 is very much more story-based. So, it's a report from Omega, and it states, the reports of her deception is true. She has betrayed Omega and aligned herself with an otherworldly force. She plans to complete their mission in Berlin. We will not allow this to happen. Find Peck and Jaeger. There is work to do. Requiem's strike team has rotted in their cells long enough. It's time for them to fulfill their purpose. For those not up to date with the lore, we know that Valentina has been going behind Omega's back because the One, as it's known in the story, has been contacting them. And now that has come into full force, and she is about to bring the One into our world. Who the One is, we still don't know. And also people are saying that the One is the figure in the trailer, which I don't believe in, but we'll get onto that in a bit. But I know that some people were confused in the trailer on who the person in the subway was, and it is Valentina. It is not Rick Toten, it isn't some other character, it's Valentina. So something interesting to note from this teaser is also the fact that I believe this is Dr. Vogel from The Machine. So we pretty much have confirmation now that Dr. Vogel is Valentina's father, who went missing out of nowhere. So that's cool. Now moving on to teaser number 4, and where things start getting interesting. Okay, so our fourth teaser is Mule Kick. This was released on July the 4th, and honestly, Mule Kick, it's not the one we were expecting, but I'm not disappointed. So in the trailer, we also see the perk machine, which I think looks absolutely amazing. Admittedly, I do think it's like really, really cool that like the guns can actually fire off and they actually hit the zombies. Like, that was really cool. Okay, so I would definitely take this next part with a grain of salt, as this is based on leaks, and these are the upgrades for Mule Kick. We know this is from like DK Dynamite's source, and we have no clue if it's 100% true, but let's go over the tiers. Tier 1, crafted equipment grants an additional equipment if available. Tier 2, all enemies have a small chance to drop ammo. Tier 3, stowed weapons, magazine slowly refills with stock ammo. Tier 4, non-retrievable equipment has 25% chance to be returned upon use, which is absolutely insane. Lastly, the Tier 5, we have Mule Kick weapon is returned upon re-obtaining the perk, which obviously carries over from Black Ops 4's modifier effect. So I think that this could be a decent perk. I don't think it's going to be by any means the best perk, but I think it'd be very, very good for those who like to use equipment, as well as those who just want to carry an extra gun. But obviously I don't think it's going to be as effective due to the fact that Cold War has a lot of ammo. The reason most people would use Mule Kick in the other games is because ammo. So I'm not sure if it's going to get too much use in this game. But of course, we do have like the unlimited perk system. So hopefully, to be honest, we might see some people actually using it as like an extra perk, kind of like Tombstone is at the moment. Okay, so now moving on to the next teaser, and we have the wonder weapon, the Cerberus. Now, this seems to be a case where we're going to have 3 different variants, well, 4 different variants if you count the base gun. So far we've only seen the base gun as well as the one what shoots out 3 orbs, which I believe is the yellow variant of it. Now, to what the other 2 might do, I personally think that the one at the bottom of the blueprint, I have a feeling there's a potential for that to be a bit more like a just general laser gun, like kind of like the Ray K in a way, whilst the one in the middle could potentially be a bit of a shotgun kind of deal. And I think there might be a potential for all of these to have the same companion orb ability as the others, but that's yet to be seen because we've only seen it with the base variant. But considering that there's like a copycat companion sphere that provides synchronized support fire and on the blueprints, I have a feeling that this will be here for all of the different like variants of the gun. But other than that, I think the designs are very cool, but I don't have anything more to say or more to add on to this. On the same day that Treyarch posted the Wonder Weapon teaser, we also got a teaser depicting the LT-53 Casimir prototype. And if you don't know who Casimir is, it's actually Casimir Zykov, the man who's trapped in the Dark Aether and has been contacting Peck. So also in this teaser you can also see Colonel found this in Peck's lab. Did you know about this? We could repurpose his weapon. I will keep sharp eye on Peck. He is up to something. Which obviously they don't know that he is contacting Zykov. Only Valentina knows that he has been. Now, the LT-53 Casimir temporarily opens a portal to the Dark Aether, which honestly, it reminds me so much of the Gersh device, and I know that that's like what a lot of people were thinking when they first saw this. Now, using technology developed from Blank, the LT-53 absorbs objects in a small radius and teleports them, co-developed with Blank. As we know, the co-developer of this weapon is Zykov. Now, honestly, I think that how you're going to obtain this weapon is via the quest, but I think you'll be handed the blueprints during the quest, and you will have, once you obtain the blueprints, you can like build them with the salvage table, and I think that's going to be how that works. So you can just go, once you have it, you can just go grab it from the salvage table, and there you go, you got a Gersh device pretty much. Although it would be interesting to see how they could implement it if they don't go via the salvage table route. Like, imagine if it turns out that it's like only something what drops from an enemy. That'd be very, very interesting. And it'd make it a little bit more rare, which I think would be very good. And honestly, would genuinely be a nice shake-up from the regular tacticals. The next one is this robot, which everyone's been comparing to Ted, Klaus, and we know that he's pretty much going to work similar to the civil servant from Shadows of Evil, and also the Apothecum Keeper from Revelations. And honestly, I think this is definitely the guy which Craig Houston was talking about being his favourite to write for this map, because I can already tell that like this guy's gonna like spit out something that's going to be like really relevant to the story, but just not at the moment. I have a feeling that they're going to do something like that, and I honestly can't wait to see this guy in game. And remember, do not hug, handshake, or high five Klaus. He has no concept of human fragility. Okay, so lastly we do have just one more teaser to go over, as well as like some stuff from the trailer which I want to mention. So without further ado, let's go on to the last and final teaser, which there may be another teaser by the time I upload this, but I will just like put that information in the comments. Now, transcript excerpt from Requiem Pilot Interrogation. This is Raptor 1. Kravchenko, we have been at this for some time, but I am patient. So, what is your name? Raptor 1, call sign Raptor 1, Captain, United States Air Force, service number, sounds of electrocution. Kravchenko, you have proven more resilient than most. It will not last. Raptor 1, you know I'm not telling you a damn thing, so why don't we just skip to the good part and get this show on the road? Kravchenko, in time you will provide incentive if your associates value your life. They will do as ordered. Now, what is your name? Raptor 1, call sign Raptor 1, Captain, United States, sounds of electrocution. Now, this whole map is now just turned into saving Raptor 1. With the side mission of, you know, stopping the end of the world. Okay, so the last two things I want to mention are to do with the character we've seen within the map, as well as one extra enemy which we know is coming, and also lastly the zip lines. But let's start off with the one people are calling the One. Now, I don't think it is the One. I personally think this is going to be like a special enemy. And I think the purpose of this enemy is more to, like, I think it's going to be something what shows up during the Pack-a-Punch activation. And he'll, like, buff all the zombies as we've seen in the trailer, and they'll all attack you. But I think afterwards he's going to act like a special wave kind of character, kind of like the assault waves on Firebase. So I think what will happen is that he'll attempt to start the ritual up, and you've got to try and stop him, just so, you know, world doesn't end. The good old saving the world gig. Oh, and just to back up the fact that I think this dude's like trying to start rituals, this guy really reminds me of the Keepers from Shadows of Evil, because of like the really long fingers and stuff. So I actually have a feeling that this is like Apothicon related, which also supports the fact that Monty could be the One, because obviously the Apothicons are heavily related to him. So hey, have a little bit of evidence towards it being Monty. Even if it isn't really that strong. Okay, so let's get right onto the Tempest looking dudes. These dudes, I have a feeling they'll be like very much like pests, kind of like the Hellhounds and Plaguehounds. And I think they'll just run at you and they'll explode. I think that's going to be their main purpose. Like, yeah, I think their main purpose is mainly just going to be like something to deal a little bit of damage against you, but like not enough to just like outright have tons of them come at you and just murder you. I think that he'll be more of a area of effect kind of like damage enemy. Kind of like how the Plaguehounds have their gas and the Hellhounds have their fire. So hopefully they won't do anything annoying. Treyarch, please. Lastly, I think this is just like something I want to very much talk about, is like the zip lines. I'm honestly so glad they're back. I think the last time we saw these were Tag to Toten, which was obviously the last map of Aether. So it hasn't been too long, but I mean it just feels like it's been ages, honestly, man. And also, I also just want to quickly delve into the aesthetics, and so far, I like the aesthetics, but I'm not a big lover of the aesthetics. Like, I'm a fan of it, just not too big of a fan of it. Because personally, I've actually really enjoyed the day maps we've been getting, but I get why there probably needs to be a night map for variety. Also, the subway. I feel like the subway is going to be the most, like, the area I'm going to absolutely love, because it just looks so aesthetically pleasing to me. And also, I can't wait for the situations what I'm going to play out with those trains. Like, I feel like that's going to be something what we're going to get clips of. Like, there's going to be like some guy going for a high round. He's going to go down into the subway and like have his game ended by the train. That'd feel bad, honestly. Now, I think that's as much as I'm going to cover today, and honestly, there might be some more teasers by the time this is out, but hopefully you walk away from this knowing a bit more, and I'll see you in the next one. Au revoir.